Hey Flosstube, it's Kate, the Queen of Starts. It is Monday, September 16th, and I think it's been a little while since my last video, a couple weeks. We had to get everybody healthy again. Tim and Alex, they were just swapping germs back and forth. Started out as colds, turned into strep throat. Alex actually ended up having scarlet fever, which really, it is 2019. But, of course, you know, my child, she is susceptible to strep throat, and the doctor said, well, that does happen sometimes with strep throat. Who knew? Anyway, so lots of rest, doctor's visits, lots of medicine later, and this fibro mama needed to rest for a few days after everybody got healthy and back to work and back to school, and it's been, you know, an insane couple of weeks. So, we are midway through September. Yay! I'm all excited. Halloween's coming, so I like Halloween. I like fall. I like, you know, thinking that eventually it's not going to be 100 degrees outside. Eventually, you know. So, fair amount of stitching to show. A few starts, a couple of finishes, some whips. I even have a little bit of crochet to show you, talk about a couple books I'm reading. You know, busy. And coffee. I have coffee. Very important. No, I didn't cut my hair, by the way. It's here. Bad hair day. I'm just like, oh, get out of my face. So, anyway. Are you ready? I don't have any co-hosts today. The dog was on the couch. He left. No cats behind me. Well, Cinnamon's over on the table. Sugar's right here. Nobody wanted to join me. That's fine. That's fine. I don't hold it against them. Anyway, so I'm going to show you one finish. The other finish I'll show you later because it's kind of attached to a whip too. So, but first up, he's so cute. Calvin and Hobbes by Clouds Factory. And this is just on 14 count Sage Ada. He's so cute. It's so much fun to stitch. I love that. So anyway, I said other finish will be with the whips. But starts September 1st, Hogwarts Day. I finally started. I've had this kitted up forever. Anyway, I finally started We Do Harry Potter, which unfortunately is not available anymore. Kind of stinks. It was with Stitch Line. Looking up your fabric here. It was through Stitch Line. Now they're Stitch Area on Etsy, but it is not available anymore. But I've had it forever. Okay. This fabric is 16 count Aubergine from Fabrics by LJ. I couldn't remember. I had to look it up. Anyway, isn't it pretty? But anyway, so crazy fabric. So I'm just going to be doing kind of Hogwarts colors. Red, blue, green, yellow, black, silver, gold. So yeah, started there. Got a line and part of a second one started. I will be so glad when I'm done with this line. Because you see these little lines of backstitch? Oh my gosh, those are driving me bonkers. So, it's the only line on the entire thing that has them, so can't wait till that's done. Anyway, so that's We Do Harry Potter, and my needle minder is Harry's broom. That's his lightning bolt, firebolt, lightning bolt. Y'all know what I would have meant. Anyway, yeah, firebolt. And that's from True North Needleminders. Next up, this one is, you know, a line. That's all I got going on it so far. But this is one of the stained glass fan art pieces that I like to stitch. So, this is just 18 count antique white Ada, and I have the start of the top border. Really exciting, right? But my needle minder is who's in the picture. So there's my Winnie the Pooh needle minder, and that is from Minding My Minders. All right. Last start. Yep. This is, I love this piece. I'm going to have to try to print it out so next time so you can see the picture, because it's so adorable. I think I saw someone stitch it once, like the whole thing, and I said, oh my gosh, I need that. This is by Jardin Prive, and it's a 4-part, I think. Now, if you don't want to do all 4 parts, you don't have to. They're charted very nicely by themselves, but they, you know, they do give you the dimensions if you want to stitch it all together, which I have to. I'm not even going to begin to pronounce this because it's in French and I know I would butcher it. But it translates to the history of sheep. So, but it's got all the little fuzzy sheep, and it's got little houses and trees and flowers, and it's so darn cute. Anyway, but this is on 20 count vintage country mocha, and I think that's the called for fabric, which, you know, I love this fabric, so I was good with it. But I have the start of one of the first blocks on part 1. So just got the border, and this is a leaf, and there's going to be a giant flower and a sheep right here. So long ways to go, but it is so cute. I love the colors. Just look at those colors. So fun. Anyway, my needle minders are, of course, a sheep from Brenda's Binders and More. And then I have another sheep from Molly's group, the Everyday Stitcher. I don't know why I have a hard time with that one. All right, so those were my starts, one of my finishes. So let's move on to some whips and let's have some coffee. Like my cup. Anyway. Let go. Alright, I think the last time I did a video I was talking about Last Stitch Cemetery and how I was so looking forward to my last 2 days on it, because I stitched on it for, I figured it out, I think it was something like 20 days in August, half an hour each, so it ended up being, I can math, no I can't math, so anyway, I'm not even going to try math, but I was so tired of it. I was ready to put it away. So, Last Stitch Cemetery. So ready to put away when Cheryl came up with the monthly challenges for Stitcher's Journal. And one of them was stitch on something with a tombstone. I said, nah. And I went with the other option of stitching on something with a turkey. Because I said, no, I'm done with tombstones for a little bit. Anyway, this is 14 count Ada and Bramble from Picture This Plus. And you can see, I mean, I got a lot done on this. I did almost this entire tombstone here, which was a whole lot of fill-in. All of this fence back here, over here. I did finish that tombstone, and I started the last tombstone over here. I also did the word last. So a whole lot of stitches went in this thing in August. I still have a long ways to go too. I still have the rest of this tombstone, the rest of the fence, and the rest of the words. So it'll be a little while. All right. Next up is Scorpio from Satsuma Street. And I was so mad at myself. I did this project for Magical Stitches, put in my, what was it supposed to be? I think it had to be 500 stitches. Anyway, I got all the stitches, and I was sick one day, and I finished the stitches, and I forgot to post the picture. Oh my gosh, so I ended up getting no points for the week because I had not posted the picture. I was like, Oh my word. Could not believe it. But it's okay. I still got a lot done on Scorpio. And this is on 14 count black Aida. So yeah, I got all of this done here. So it's coming along very nicely. Still enjoyed stitching it. My needle minder is some blingy minions from True North Needle Minders. All right, this one I'm quite proud of. This is for Lord of the Rings group. Can't remember the name of it. I'll link it. I just call it the Lord of the Rings group. But a Stitchy quest to destroy the One Ring, maybe? Yeah, Kate's cringing. Let's see it now. All right, so my Monopoly board. And this, I worked on this for Magical Stitches. I worked on this for the Lord of the Rings group. Might have worked on it for Stitcher's Journal, I'm not sure. Anyway, but I finished the outline on the border. Where are you going? Hang on, I just had a needle minder decide it was going to leave. Get back on there. Okay, of course I still have, you know, a ton of fill-in to do, but don't think I can get the whole thing in there. Okay, dun da da da! Yay! And we all cheer as the border lines up. So, I started up here by that right here. Okay, so I finished that, I filled in that green block, but I also did all of that border there, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, and I was over here by this blue border, and so I did all of that. So it was a ton of stitches that got put in this. So again, long, long, long way to go. But very pleased that I at least finished the outline of the border. But my two needle minders are both from Nifty Needle Nannies, my treasure box, and my crown. Ooh, I'm having an epiphany here. I need a project for Stitcher's Journal that relates to money. Monopoly. Hey, gotta grab those ideas when you can. The way my brain works, they only show up occasionally. All right, next up. This is by Glendon Place. And worked on this for Stitcher's Journal and the 24 hours. So, it's so cute. So it's by Glendon Place. It's called Haunting Household, and it's from the Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue 2017. Yeah, I'm totally guessing. Yeah. Okay. So, but it says, in case you couldn't see it, a witch and her little monsters live here with one handsome devil. And this is, I know the fabric is from Under the Sea Fabrics. I'd have to look up the name, I can't remember. But I know it's 28 count Joblin from Under the Sea. It's so pretty. It helps if it's right side up, right? Yeah, okay, that was upside down. That looks... Anyway, so I had the S and the T done here. So I finished the second half of the word monsters. And I'm just using stash threads. I think they're all Carrie's creation. Orange Zing is the orange I'm using. So yeah, I'm just swap that out. I think it's charted for DMC, maybe. Yeah, DMC or Sullivan's. But I just grabbed Carrie's creation threads that I had. In there. And my needle minder is this adorable little witch. She is now a one-eyed witch. She kind of lost one of her eyes, but you know what? She just looks extra cute that way with her little pumpkin. That's from True North Needle Minders. All right, from the 2016 Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue. I worked on Halloween typography. Can't remember what group it was for. There it is. But I had to stitch in orange. Probably Stitcher's Journal. Anyway, I had to stitch in orange. So that's what the piece looks like. And it's by, I have no idea, Elizabeth Spurlock of Saving Grace's Fine Needle Arts. Yeah, that's what it's by. Anyway, just doing this on 14 count, kind of a medium blue Ada. I'm sure it has a better name. So I had the word Halloween done and the word spooky done, but I started the word treat at the top. So I just needed to do some orange. My needle minder is Nightmare Before Christmas, and that's from Nessa's Needle Minders. What you doing, S'mores? We took a different route on our walk today, so he's a little tired. I'm a little tired because we handled some hills today. Anyway, next up is my Butterfly Silhouette 2 by Jardin Creations. Have not gotten as much as I wanted done on this. I'm just piddling along on this. It's going to take me 5 million years. But I got some done. I did. And this is 28 count white Monaco. Just plain old fabric. I wanted the colors to really stand out. So I am a lot closer to finishing the body of the butterfly. I think I'm dragging my feet because I'm just not confident in my abilities on when and where to use these other colors. So I think that's where I'm not confident on that, so I'm dragging my feet. But there it is. And my needle minders are Celestia from Jen's group. Delicious Threads. There it is. And then my purple corset butterfly minder from No More Lost Needles. Okay. Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus has been my daily 30 piece for Stitcher's Journal last week, couple weeks. Anyway, I've gotten a lot done. But it's by Lizzie Kate. I don't know what that is. A construction truck of some kind. They've been working on the gas lines and making a big racket and a big mess, and it's going to be that way for a very long time. They're widening the road just a little bit and adding sidewalks, which I'm very happy for. But it's going to be a disaster forever. Anyway, this is another one I'm just using random threads from my stash on. This is just a, I think it's called Black Magic. It's by Under the Sea Fabrics, and it's 14 count Ada, but I think it's called Black Magic. But so I have the word Hocus almost done. The only thing I had done was some of this orange here, which is an Artiste color from Hobby Lobby. So I got the rest, I got the cauldron done, and the S here with the white, and that's just DMC 310 and 3865. But this green here is Elphaba from Lucas's group. It's a unicorn tail. Fabrics by LJ. There it is. So, and this yellow is just Weeks Dye Works Squash. So, just random colors. It had some purple in it, but because my fabric's purple, I had to flip-flop some of the colors. And I have this super cool stressed out kitty cat from Brenda's Minders and More. Alright, next up is one of my fan art pieces. It's on 18 count Oatmeal Ada. I've gotten a fair amount done here. So I've gotten all of this part done, part of this. So I'm about 3/4 of the way done with the black on page 1. So this is almost the width. Page 1 goes to like here. So don't have too much more black to go on that. And my needle minder is from Nessa's Needle Minders. And of course my right foot is going to sleep. It's always my, maybe it's not, maybe it's always my left foot. I don't remember. Anyway, my foot's going to sleep. That's okay. Sleeping dogs. Let sleeping dogs lie. Alright, next up is Quaker Mermaid. Don't fall over. I'm not done with you. Stand up. Quaker Mermaid by RETM. And I had another, woohoo moment because I finally finished the mermaid! It wasn't the 1/1 skin that was just wearing me down. It was her tail. Oh my gosh. I can't tell you how many stitches are in that tail, but it's a lot. I used almost a whole skein of Mermaid Fin by Classic Colorworks. In fact, the fin at the bottom is a completely different color. It's Blackberry Jam by Gentle Arts, but it's close enough that I still love it. So anyway, there it is. This is 28 count Jobelin in Watercress by Witchilt. But there we have one finished mermaid. Took forever, I swear. And then I started over here on one of the medallions. So my needle minder is a sea turtle from Brenda's Minders and More. Is that so, sugar? Okay, next up is A Year at Hawk Run Hollow. Another piece that's bound to do me in. It's coming along. I'm irritated with myself because I'm trying to convince myself to do this for... I have worked on this for Magical Stitches, for Lord of the Rings, for 24 Hours, for Enchanted Stitching. No, maybe I haven't used it for Enchanted Stitching yet, but I'm sure I can. I said 24 Hour Stitcher's Journal, because there's so much in it that can be used for different stitching challenges. But, oh my word. I could actually use it for all 5 of this week's assignments for Magical Stitches. However, my goal on this is to, with the exception of the borders, I do take breaks and do the borders, but is to finish a block before I move on to the next one. So I finished January before I started stitching in the February block. And I said, okay, that's what I'm going to do. But what's doing me in is this block only has, I think, 150, 160 gray stitches. I need 200. March doesn't have any. April does, but it's like, ooh, it's just, it's messing with me. I really want to do all 5 on this and get my 5 bonus points, but that's going to require me to not only do the border on April, but count down to the house and do the gray. I'm thinking it over. Anyway, but this is on 25 count Vintage Country Mocha. And I don't know if you've seen any of the February block, but got the fish in the heart. I did all the water, did some snow here, a little bit of trees. And I started on the enormous heart skating pond. So all the white here, and then started on some of the purple. So very long way to go still. Try not to think about that. All right, next up is Halloween Cat by Satsuma Street. And I know I worked on this for Stitcher's Journal and 24 hours. Can't remember if I worked on it. Oh, I know I worked on it for Enchanted Stitching. And barely remembered to post my finished picture last night. I have no idea what the assignments are for this week. I made my post, but I don't remember. Anyway, this is 28 count Glass Blue Monaco. And I did the cat's tail. That's a whole lot of stitches. It's like 250 stitches. And it's just the tail. So, but it was fun. A long way to go on the cat. Anyway, I have a blue Cheshire Cat needle minder from True North Needle Minders. Now, I was proud of this because those stitches, I was able to use them for magical stitches. Because it's one of my ultimates for Lord of the Rings, for 24 hours, for Enchanted Stitching, and for Stitcher's Journal. All 5 groups. That does not happen very often. Sugar, honey, lay down. Where are you going? She doesn't know what she's doing. Okay, next up, for one of the pop-up event for Friday the 13th in Stitcher's Journal, and because it was Friday the 13th, I wanted to work on a Halloween piece. I pulled out Halloween rules. Really? You okay? Coughing and just having a morning. Anyway, it is still morning, just barely. So anyway, I worked on this. And this is where I got a finish. So I finished Wear a Costume. I was almost done with this one, to be fair. I had to finish the word wear, do the letter A, and then do this little person right here. So, but that was still quite a lot of stitching on that. And then I did Eat Candy here. So this one, the only thing I had done was the border. So I did the words, the bag of candy, and then all I have left is this piece of candy, and then there are some candy corn along the bottom. Still about 150 stitches, 200 stitches left, but I am happy because I think I have 4 of the 12 done. So this is the whole thing. It's 14 count Smoke Tone Ada. So Wear a Costume is done, Eat Candy is almost done. Carve a Pumpkin has been done for a while. Brew Some Fun, and Be Spooktacular. Very happy with that. And my needle minders are both from Brenda's Minders and More. My Trick or Treat bucket and my candy corn. I gotta finish starting Christmas rules. I think I've only started the border. I haven't started any of the actual charts. Okay, my last whip to show you. I pulled this out last night and I was so tired. I only managed, I think, 60 stitches in it. I only need 100 for Stitcher's Journal, but, you know, still. 60 stitches is better than none. This is I Speak Fluently in Book Quotes by KentimabyKonna. And I stitched the Q. So I just have this little line to finish the Q. I gotta finish that line and then start the U for my 100 stitches. And this is 16 count Aida in Raspberry Lemonade from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. So this week, I know I have to work on this. Aqua and Hollow. I have some pieces for Stitcher's Journal for Pumpkin Spice. I have pieces for Enchanted Stitching Challenges. Lord of the Rings, 24 Hours. I don't have anything else planned. I never plan. I don't know why. I just don't. Anyway. A couple of Happy Mail items. Stopped by Stitch Niche on Saturday. I had pre-ordered the brand new Just Cross Stitch Christmas ornament issue. Oh, and it's so cute. It has so many things in here. This one, I gotta stitch that one. Just on the cover, I was like, oh my goodness, I love this little sheep. This one here, love that. And here, Tempting Tangles. But I love this cat. It has so many cute charts in it. So I picked that up. And then I also picked up the new arranging chart from Ink Circles. I have arranging lures. I've decided I need all of them just because. But this is arranging leaves, and I believe that's the newest one. And they had a piece of fabric in the clearance bin that is going to be perfect. This is 14 count Aida in milk chocolate. So that's going to be for arranging leaves. And I think I picked up the two skeins of DMC for the outlining of all the leaves. So probably end up just doing it in DMC. That's how I'm doing arranging lures. Okay, I have been working on purple baby hats for the Click campaign. I didn't bring those over. Anyway, I have 6 done. Very far cry from my goal, but still have a couple weeks to finish those up. So I have more hats to make. Purple hats. I started this. This is the Cloudberry Pattern. New pattern to me, but I've seen it stitched up several times in the Project Robby crochet group, so I figured I'd give it a whirl. This is I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby in pomegranate stripe. So, pretty colors. Probably going to add a little bit of antique white or soft white to soften it up before I make the hat too. And then for Magical Stitches, I gotta say about Magical Stitches, I have been very happy with the fact that it has really reignited my reading bug, which kind of fell by the wayside. It happens when you have children. Y'all know that. So, you know, most of the books I read rhyme. So, but I have read quite a few books this year. Not as many as I have in years past, but a lot this year. So I'm reading currently The Witchiest Circus on Earth. It's on my Kindle, so I'm trying to remember. It's by Leanne Leeds, and it's really cute. Really cute. It's a cozy mystery, but it's adorable. I'm also reading Kiss Me, Kill Me by Anne Rule. True crime stories, so reading that. doing very well listening to Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I think I'll actually finish this one. I didn't finish the 5th one the last couple months. It's not my favorite. So it's my least favorite book. So I had really struggled with that one. But I should get the 6th one finished without a problem. Watch the movie. All of that. I have Sleeping Beauty to watch this month for Enchanted stitching. I guess that's about it. So busy around here. Alex is doing better in school. She still loves it, but you know, she's doing better with listening and following directions. Still dances in line, but you know, that's Alex. And I hear Hope in the kitchen. I guess that's about it. I think I've told you everything, shown you everything. Anyway, so I will get this uploaded and add my links. And I guess I'll see you next week. So have a great stitchy week. Bye.